My son was 18 years old when he was permanently injured because of hernia mesh.
What is the definition of insanity? Well, in our meshed up world, it's inserting toxic plastic, polyester, polypropylene into an otherwise healthy human body, leaving us maimed, sick with autoimmune diseases, and drastically affecting our mental health.
Nobody seems to believe that somebody as young as me could be ill, and now that I'm not working, I'm constantly getting little jibes from people. Why aren't you working? What's wrong with you? Nobody understands how debilitating this is and how hard this is.
I was 28 when I got mesh. I'm 52 now. All of the things that I like to do, you can't do with mesh. Ride horses, run, travel the world, everything that you like to do. You can't do those things with mesh.
And I couldn't have intercourse for more than 7 years because of mesh.
The chronic pain is so bad that I can't walk, I can't stand, I can't ride a bike, I can't do anything.
Mesh has destroyed my family's life and my life. My life is non-existent and I live in chronic pain.
Plastic is poisoning the environment. It's all over the news. So why are they still making mesh out of it and permanently implanting it into people?
I was told that a gold standard operation would make me feel better, and now I don't feel able to do anything. Work, sex life, family life, all gone because of mesh.
Do you know what it's like to live with a mesh inside you that's killing you slowly? No? I hope you never do.
Because of mesh, I spend most of my time in bed.
Mesh has bedridden me more times than I can remember.
It's a hernia mesh failure. A lot of people don't really understand what I'm going through. My relationships suffer, my career has suffered, and a lot of other things have suffered behind it.
Mesh has taken a lot from me. Most of all, it's taken my daughter.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Those are the surgeons that put mesh into me and you.
No mother should have to watch their child suffer the way I have watched my son suffer because of hernia mesh.
I had to study 4 years longer because of mesh.
Mesh has got me from this to being like this. It's not fun. Thanks, Mesh.
Because of mesh, I've had to spend over $20,000 on out-of-pocket medical costs this year alone.
Due to hernia mesh failure, it's difficult to do laundry unless somebody's carrying the laundry for me.
The pain is so bad that when I walk to the mailbox, I have to take a break.
Yes, in September of 2017, I went in for a dual inguinal hernia repair and came out destroyed. Livelihood taken from me. Unbelievable.
Why do animals that have a sore paw get treated better than people like us that have mesh complications?
I have been in pain for more than 8 years because of mesh.
Leaving us maimed, sick with autoimmune diseases, and drastically affecting our mental health.
Say no to polypropylene mesh. This has caused debilitating pain with bladder and bowel problems, with psychological problems, with autoimmune problems, and many, many, many more issues. The list is endless. Say no to mesh.
3 times I've had the wine and the pills. Not a nice place to be. Thank you, mesh.
Due to hernia mesh failure, it's difficult to do groceries unless somebody's carrying the groceries for me.
I'm Pindrile. The mesh has stole away my life. It has stole my future and my smile. And it has ruined my life.
Mesh is taking my family.
Due to hernia mesh failure, I'm not really able to help other people out when it comes to lifting, carrying things, or even pushing and pulling things.
It's taken a life's dedicated career from me. I'll never be able to work as a firefighter again. I'll never be able to work as a paramedic again.
Pain. Mesh is taking my life to where I'm suicidal most days.
Mesh took my livelihood and never went back to work after this mesh implant was put into me.
I lost my job. I'm unable to work. I'm unable to drive. I'm even unable to sit down with my husband of an evening. This mesh has damaged my life.
Mesh failure, I don't really leave my apartment, hardly ever. I'm isolated from everyone else.
If you're lucky enough to find a surgeon to help you, there still are no guarantees because mesh is made to be permanent.
A lot of men don't really speak up about failed hernia mesh because failed hernia mesh robs you of everything that makes you feel manly before hernia mesh. You know, being able to carry heavy things, holding the door open for the ladies, for the kids, you know, just being helpful, being strong, and failed hernia mesh basically robs you of that.
Mesh has taken away and limited my social life due to the debilitating pain I get from sitting, standing, walking, lifting, and being active without needing to lie down and rest and use pain medication for relief.
I no longer work because of hernia mesh, and I live in chronic pain, and my family suffers, and we never know when we can make plans because of hernia mesh.
Mesh. The final frontier. We have no way to defeat this evil monster.
Mesh has taken away my sex life, which leaves you isolated and lonely. Mutilated me.
I had a total of 2 hernia mesh removals, a total of 8 nerves cut. My insides are demolished. I have so much chronic pain.
I am
not me since the mesh was implanted in 2014. It's 5 years. Still no doctor can do anything about it.
My son and others are treated very poorly by the medical community. They are treated like drug seekers, that it's all in their head, and that mesh doesn't harm people. And that's just not true.
I suffer from meshsomnia. That means I get about 2, 3, maybe 4 hours sleep a night. Thank you, Mesh. Another gift that keeps on giving.
Women are being very vocal and speaking out about it a lot, but just as much as women are suffering, men are suffering. Men are just really, really ashamed to talk about it.
Mesh has ruined my life. I haven't been able to do anything in 2 years. I lost so much time with my kids.
People should be allergy tested before they put polypropylene in their body. Hernia mesh is similar. It's the same thing as a car mat. So they could have put a car mat in my body.
I am into a month now with infection, recurrent infection, chronic pain, and still no doctor can do anything about it.
So much psychological issues. It robbed me of my body. I feel like I'm trapped in a body that has completely failed me. My body constantly aches, the pains. My life has been turned upside down.
I will die alone because mesh mutilated my womanhood.
My mesh was implanted in 2013 with immediate pain in my pelvic, bladder, back, thighs, groin, joint pain, brain fog, to name a few, and a growing 2.5 centimeter bladder stone from mesh erosion that was hanging inside of my bladder, which led to a partial removal of the sling and stone abdominally and vaginally in January 2019, which only caused more complications, requiring me not to be able to work and requiring a third surgery in October of 2019 to remove all of the remaining mesh.
I used to play a lot of sport. When I was younger, I was a goalkeeper at Sheffield United. I played at a very high level. Right up until I was nearly 50, I was playing sports, running around. Then in 2014, some idiot put in a 15 by 15 Ethicon physio mesh into me. Took away my sports, took away my job, took away my life. And in fact, it nearly killed me.
Hello, my name's Anissa. I am living, or I'm alive but not living, ruined by mesh. Just 1 2-hour surgery destroyed my life. Don't get it.
Because mesh, I don't feel I could have more children. I could physically have more children, but the poison in my body and the pain, and it just doesn't bear thinking about.
Hernia mesh can cause cancer, hormone imbalance, and autoimmune disease. I have suffered and do suffer from all three.
11 years ago, the tentacles of mesh began to spread through my body. It's destroyed it, but not only physically, emotionally and mentally, and I no longer like the person that I've become. Every day I see mesh when I look into the mirror. I hate it.
Hiya. Words about the mesh. Debilitating is one. Fatigued. Worn out. The mesh rules. Infection after infection. Just worn out.
Mesh took my job, my social life. I still have issues from the inflamed bowel and nerve issues left because of the polypine mesh. I was a lucky few if you can have it removed, but you still have issues after it. It was a long road, even for 3 years. I still can't sleep that well. Still have doctor visits at least once, 2-3 times a month because of it.
Hi, my name is Susie. I'm 63. I had my mesh installed in the year 2000. Since then, I've had 7 procedures trying to get it all out. I'm sick constantly with one kind of infection or another. Presently, I have a mass in my buttocks.
7 days post-op, homeless after making $100,000 a year. My boyfriend is laying in bed next to me in a hotel that has been donated by other mesh injured who are in the same position. This is how it has affected our lives. We've lost everything. And he is recovering right now in bed at a hotel, not at home.
Mesh has caused me daily debilitating pain due to the lies of my implant doctor for prolapse and incontinence, which I didn't have, who stated, "You will be back on your feet in days. Recovery is quick. Complications are rare. See the mesh? It's flat and flexible." I held it in my hand, and he reassured me over and over again that this was the new gold standard mesh and not the lawsuit mesh. He lied, and me and my family have paid for it along with many other women across the world and men. Please say no to mesh.
All the things that I like to do, all of the things that were my youth, all the things that made me who I was, they're the things that you can't do with mesh.
I worked 90 hours a week. I was in a band. I played hard. I worked hard. I can't make it round the shop, which is 2 minutes away for a normal person most days. Chronic pain, isolation, all because of the gold standard that's mesh. It's left me with anger and bitterness, something that's never been me.
This is Mary. She was born in 1958 and sadly passed away in 2016, 6 years after her mesh was implanted. Mary loved to sing gospel music and recorded several albums. She is missed dearly by everyone that knew her. That shouldn't be. That should never be.
Mesh has taken everything from me. But this is my chance to fight back.
All of that because of mesh.